8s, and I like 10s. I'm just gonna touch real quick. Don't need no explanation. These are the two people say, oh, I like 10s, and they only own these. You don't love 10s if you only love these, right? These are just, you own these because they're a collab, it's an OVO thing, and they sell for a decent amount of money. That's why people own those. I actually own the entire city pack from London to Shang to Charlotte, LA, Rio, Chicago, Paris, and New York, and Chicago, again, all the way down at the bottom. So, a lot of you guys have seen it. I'll just touch on probably my two favorites out of the city pack, which would be the Paris and the Shangs. The colorways on these are just sick, and this is what a Jordan 10 is all about. All the accolades on the bottom, the beautiful color blocking. I mean, it's just, these two shoes are just so sick, you know. It's crazy, like how you could just hold a sneaker and I could just look at this and just talk about it, and the materials and the colorways, and you know, it's crazy how much that a sneaker can do so much for people, you know. And
now, being also, people don't realize those weren't a regular U.S. release.
Correct.
So talk about, like, was that kind of something difficult for you to get? You know what I mean?
It was.
Being a European and an Asian release only?
It was. I actually, and then another pair that released overseas was the Londons. So I'm fortunate enough in doing this and buying and selling here and there and stuff, to be able to make connections with people where, you know, I could hit them up and say, hey, listen, this is a London release only, I need it. And they say, you know what, man, I got you, don't worry about it. So, you know, some of it's hard. You know, it's a lot of this stuff is hard to grab because not all these are, you know, USA releases. Like the Shang 5s aren't a USA release, and you know, stuff like that. And some of the stuff is hard to grab, but you know, you make the right connections and you meet the right people, and it's truly amazing how people you've never met before and maybe you'll never meet could reach out and just offer helping hands to you. And I think that's really amazing. This is actually a PE sample, which is pretty much looks like the ice blue or whatever they were called, but this was for the UNC, so it's got a white Jumpman and not a red. Sample tag on the inside, in my size, still DS. I'll eventually break these out, but these are just something nice to have in the collection. Super clean. Now we'll get into everyone else's favorite silhouette, which is the Jordan 11s. And it's actually, I wouldn't say it's one of my least, because I don't really have a least. I don't want to seem like I don't like it. I like Jordan 11s. I'm not up on them like everybody else is. So, you know, a lot of people give the same story over and over again. Man, that bread 11 came out. I had to have it, and I couldn't get it as a kid. And you know, man, it was just that bread 11. I didn't care. I'll be completely honest. When these shoes dropped, I didn't really care. They're cool, but don't get me wrong. I don't want people to think that, oh, he owns all of them just to buy them. I like them. Don't get me wrong, but you know, people were killed over this shoe. I mean, never. There's nothing about these shoes that do it for me like that. I mean, I'll be completely honest with you. I'm taking a Chicago Way Jordan 2 over a Bread 11. It's just me, you know. And I think that's another problem that needs to be addressed. Is a lot of people talk down on people for their opinions. This is all a matter of opinion. In my mind, I own the best sneaker collection in the world because it's mine. Now there's people that shit on me, you know, guys like Mayer, Perfect Pair, Jumpman Bostic, stuff like that. There's people that shit all over me. But in my eyes, because this is everything I love, these are all shoes that I like, so I own the best sneaker collection. And I think people are afraid to just to buy what they like nowadays. There's such a hype epidemic, and it's crazy, you know. We talked earlier about the 72 and 10s. I mean, the material on these is amazing. It's got a metal Jumpman on there, Stitch 23 on the back, beautiful tumbled leather, and people didn't like it because it has sparkles, you know. I mean, I've seen some of the clothes that these so-called men wear today, and they're worried about a little bit of glitter in a shoe. I mean, come on. The shoes, I mean, it's guts. The shoe's everything. But, you know, again, it's just, it's a different time, you know, and I'm not saying I'm a complete OG in this stuff because, you know, I'm newer than a lot of people, but this is probably one of my favorite 11s that's ever released because of this ice blue bottom. You know, I remember though growing up and looking up to the older guys that had collections like these, and you know, there was no, you weren't laughed at for wearing GRs. People didn't ride on you because you wore a GR, you know, and I think that's what people are afraid of today. I think people are afraid to buy, you know, a GR10 or something like that because it's not hot, it's not popular to them, and I think what they're missing is you could take a basic GR shoe and make it hot. It just depends on how you wear it, how you pull it off, what ensemble do you have, what outfit, you know? And that's all the stuff that goes into it. This is probably my second favorite of all time. The Pantone 11. This shoe is just, come on. I gotta pull it up because it don't get no better than these. So, you know, it's like I said, it's just crazy the relationships that I've made through sneakers, and you know, supposedly these are coming back, but they're gonna have a 45 on the back. We'll see what happens with that. You know, through the Facebook groups and stuff like that, and you know, I've met people that I bought a lot of these shoes off the Facebook groups, and you know, you guys know what some of this stuff costs, and you know, it's big money transactions, and these are people that I trust more than people I know personally, and it's insane how a culture that's gotten so big and so blown out of proportion, but there's still that little community. You can still build a community within shoes, and I think that's pretty cool.
And you speak about, like I said, making those Facebook connections to the groups, whatever. And someone that I know that you personally know, I've talked to multiple times, is Jumpman Bostic. So, how did that come about? How did you guys meet? How did that relationship form? And was it all based off sneakers?
Yeah, it's actually pretty interesting. I had access, as a lot of you guys know. I do get some of my shoes early. Not months early, but you know, a back door just like everybody else.
Well, early.
Yeah, by the time this airs, I doubt these will be out yet. So, I know Jumpman Bostic is a huge fan of the 8s, and I grew up watching Bostic on YouTube and his reviews, and I just got, you know, the basement of the J's is historic. It's a landmark. So, when I was able to get the Chrome 8s that came out, I actually had gotten them early. And I picked him up a size 13. He didn't even know. I knew he was going to be at SneakerCon Chicago. And I said, I hit him up and I said, listen, coming to SneakerCon, I got something for you. And it's a pair of shoes I think you'll enjoy. And so I brought him to him. And I mean, he was just, the look on his face, and you know, he had the shoe. And it's the same reason why I do all this, because you know, he had the shoe and it was the same way I do. And he was going through the detail on it. He was focusing and studying the shoe, and it was just, it's so awesome to be a part of that. And he's so, out of all these, you know, big names in sneakers, he's the one that's the most down to earth. He gets it. He knows what it's like. He doesn't have an unlimited amount of money like guys like Perfect Pair and shit like that. And he doesn't have Nike connections like Mayer and Clark Kent and Greg Street. He does this all by working a job, and you know, he gets it. He's really in tune with the people. So I got him the shoes, and you know, we had just started chopping it up, and ever since then we actually, like, me and him were like personal friends. You know, it's truly amazing. And he actually he's working on a new basement of the J's, and I'm actually going to be going out there this winter. Me and him are going to do a video together, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that as well. But that's my history between me and Jumpman Bostic. He's a dear friend, and I'm very proud to call him that. So went through the 10s, went through the 11s. We'll step off into some of the 12s. Some of everybody's favorites are the public schools. People go nuts over the shoe. I'll be completely honest, this damn thing is hard to wear. I've tried a couple outfits with it. It's a very hard shoe to pull off. So I don't wear it as much as I should, but it's because I have an addiction like everybody else. It's one of those that if I were to get rid of it, I'm just gonna buy it back because I'm gonna be mad that I don't own it, and that's part of this sickness that we're in. Another one of the shoes that these are the numbered out of 12,000 is the wings, and I'm sure almost everybody who watches this is gonna know, but if you don't, what you do is all the black on here, once you rub it with like an acetone, it reveals the wings. So what I did on mine was just the tongues, so that I could keep the pattern, everything else black, but then the pattern just shows on the tongue. As you can see, I got my debris in there with my nickname. So huge fan of these shoes. If you guys can pick these up for decent prices, I know they're going for like right around $500 now. I would say grab them. I mean, these shoes are they're super nice in person, and a lot of people say, well, it's just a playoff, but it's not. You know, this is gold, and it's got a design, and it's better material. It's a very well crafted shoe, so if you guys can pick those up, definitely you should treat yourself. Lately I've been hearing these are coming back. It's a big story now. It's Rising Suns. These don't have the band insoles, these are just plain insoles. A lot of people say these are coming back. We'll see. I don't necessarily believe they are, but the pictures at first surface, a lot of people don't realize this because they're so blinded. They're fakes. Those are all fakes. Those are the first pictures that leaked of these. They're all fakes. So what you guys have to understand is that doesn't mean that Nike's putting them out. That means there's a new batch of fakes that are going to be in the market. So you guys got to be educated on that, just so you guys don't get got on certain things. Another one that came out, the Gamma Blues. Blue is actually my favorite color, so you'll see me refer to a lot of blue Jordans as some of my favorites. You know, just more and more classics. You know, and a lot of people are mad that these shoes retro. I'm glad they're coming back out because it gives you a chance to get a fresh pair. You know, you get them brand new, and you could just keep wearing them. You know, you start fresh again, and you don't have peeling and separation that a lot of people get in there on their 12s and stuff like that. You know, you get a chance at a brand new pair. So, you know, I don't see what's wrong with it. This is a pair that slept on. That was slept on when they came out. Not a lot of people want to go back and get them. It is the low 12s. And again, I'm not a big low fan, but these shoes look really nice on foot. So, huge fan of these. Hopefully they bring these back. I wouldn't mind another pair because I can't really find these now. Now we'll step off into, which is another one of my favorite silhouettes, as you can see, is the 13s. So, and we'll just hit on a couple. Most of you guys know about all these. We'll step off right into here with the CP3 Homes. Now this was a Asia release only. I think it was China release only, and I had 4 pairs at one point. Ended up trading some of them off. I'm kind of a hoarder, but I got rid of the other pairs, and I just kept this pair that I rock. But I mean, this shoe was just, as long as I got this one out, I'll bring out the away for you so you can see them. I mean, these shoes are just, I don't get much better than those. So got those, the CP3s. Another pair that supposedly is making a comeback in 2017. Wheats. Mine are beat up. See, I got some separation in there. I mean, these are worn. I wore the piss out of these, but you know, it's a classic. Bubbles getting cloudy on me, but you know, I'll keep wearing them until the new ones come out. When the new ones come out, you know, pick up a couple more pairs and keep on rocking. Another one everyone's go to. You see it on the tongue. Everybody knows what these are. Bin 13s. The materials on these are just crazy. And I think what Jordan Brand is trying to do with this whole new Pinnacle series that's out, I think they're trying to replace the Bin series. So I think what we're going to see is a lot of shoes that didn't get the Bin treatment are going to get the Pinnacle treatment, but it's not going to be the same. The Bin series was the best. Let's see some more of what's coming back in 2017. These are coming back in 2017, along with Flint's, which is another one of people's big time grails. These are not the 3M version, but I'm hearing 2017 will have 3M. So I'm excited for that.
What's your thoughts on 3M shoes?
You know, it's funny. So I'm glad you asked it because I was just gonna go into that. I want to know. I think it's dope when you take the picture, you know, because you get the flash and all that. But without the flash, when you take the picture, what does 3M do? Nothing. You know what I mean? That's what I never understood. I don't understand why people are like, you know, oh, it doesn't have 3M. I can't rock it. But what does 3M do besides flash when you take the picture? Same thing like my breads. These aren't 3M. But unless I took a picture with a flash on, how would you know? You know what I mean? So I don't. Again, it's just something I think people put way too much hype on. But you know, that's old news. So that's pretty much some of my 13s. You know, and like I said, we keep GRs in there. You know, I got the Barons, the Baron 13s. Super clean colorway. Real nice to have in rotation. Another thing, real quick, another thing I wanted to talk about. People talk about, you see my ones, I wear them. There's no shields in here. You can see that, no sneaker shields. Worn and driven in maybe 20, 30 times. No creasing on the toe. Keep your shoes untied, but you want to make sure that you're buying the right sizes. So between 10 and a half, the 10 and a halves fit snug, but not to the point where they're uncomfortable. So when I wear my ones, they don't fall off the back of my heel when I pick them up. So I don't get heel drag, but it's not to the point where they're so tight that I'm squishing the toe as I walk. So a lot of people just ask me, how do you keep them crease free? And that's how I don't tie them, and I make sure I buy them snug enough, but not to the point where they're uncomfortable. So we'll step off into what's winding down is the last of my Jordans. So we'll go right into down here. These are my beaters. I beat the hell out of these last shots. I gotta get a new pair. Hopefully these come back soon. We got those. We got these. Which, it's funny, a lot of people are trying to go back now and actually buy these because they slept on them on release. And this is an actual tennis PE that they put the Cement 3 on with the Nike Air Buds. So, comfort. This is up there with Boost material shoes, even though it's not. Super comfortable. Obviously, they're made to play in tennis, so they gotta be made to be. We'll come here into some of the 23s. This right here is the Chi-Town edition. I'll show you guys. It says Chi City. This was for the opening of the Flight store. And on the tongues, it's got the area codes for Chicago. Super nice shoe, great material. Definitely just something to have, especially being here in Chicago. You gotta own these. So they're actually still sitting on shelves. That's pretty crazy. And then the black ones I was going to show you guys are from Marcus Jordan's Trophy Room store. Super nice, really nice suede material, and they are numbered. So these are just really nice. There's a white pair that's out that is out of 500, I think. So I'm definitely still trying to track those down. And last but not least, for the Jordans, sleepers. These went to outlets as well. I don't know why. On foot, these look great. I know 14s are kind of hard to wear, but super great shoes. You know, people just keep sleeping. So we're gonna step away from the Jordans now, and I'll take you guys off into some of my runners, some of my LeBrons, and even some of my Air Force One collection.